Arma 3 is a game that will never die, and its mod scene is a testament to its extreme longevity. These are 15 amazing new mods to use whether you play mainly single player or if you squad up with the boys and take the fight to your friends. At 15 is USCG Hind. The Coast Guard is done asking. Now they're straight up taking gunships to combat the drug war, and I've got to say it's pretty effective. Sporting the beautiful white and red-orange signature paint scheme of the US Coast Guard, while cocaine may have been the gateway drug for some, the Coast Guard Hind will be your gateway into the afterlife.
Welcome to hell, motherfucker!
At 14 is Dynamic Control Zones Script. Condasoft has shown up and started dominating the scripting scene with some incredibly impressive mods. This dynamic control zones is one that stood out to me personally because I love the information and control flow of a battle, and seeing it from the map is pretty awesome. This mod aims to recreate the battle line shift you'd see on maps as the war shifts across the front. The mod detects the side of the units in the area and paints the map with that color unless the area is contested, in which case it's yellow. Once controlled by a side, it switches to their color. This is a great mod for scenario makers that love situational awareness. At number 13 is EFA Arsenal. Taking some of the newer vests from the Expeditionary Forces DLC, EFA Arsenal has included new camo patterns such as Desert, Woodland, Tropic, and MTP. These textures fit perfectly with the vanilla uniforms and aim to expand the equipment combinations for troops in your scenarios. Then number 12 is DJI Goggles. These goggles are purely cosmetic, but it's a whole ass vibe strapping these bad boys on before activating an anti-tank drone to then be thrust into the top of an enemy tank. These things look dystopian as fuck and give your UAV operators some much needed flair while they're hanging out drinking white monsters and killing invaders. And number 11 is Expanded Anti-Air. This mod will, quite frankly, break your game because your anti-air is going to be massively OP. So much so that air units won't dare to take off. There's nothing more terrifying than a C-ram on wheels hunting you down like the snack you are. The mod takes all of the Jet's DLC anti-aircraft turrets and puts them on trucks or on the back of armored APCs, allowing the battlefield commanders to completely own the skies without flying a single plane of their own. And number 10 is Bullet Cam Pro Script. Another banger from Condasoft. This mod will stroke all the Sniper Elite fans out there. This mod is actually a composition, so you'll have to find it in your downloaded compositions in the editor, drop in the guy it comes with, and either use him by default or copy and paste his init script in its entirety over to the guy you want to play as. The mod is pretty fun to use, but I couldn't get it to turn off if the bullet either missed or went through something, causing me to watch the bullet for like 3 fucking minutes. But that satisfying plunge through an enemy officer's skull from half a click away is so worth it. And number 9 is Russian Tank Series. Alright, so I'm like 100% sure these assets were lifted from War Thunder or some shit. At least that's what everyone's saying. I have no idea, honestly, if that's true. I also have no idea how this hasn't been DMCA'd yet, if it is true. That said, these tanks look incredible in Arma 3's engine, and I do love a lot of the Soviet-era tanks. I mean, these look really good, and there's something ruggedly beautiful about their simplicity. This mod comes with multiple variants of the T-55s, T-62s, and T-80s, and even some amazing-looking Shilkas. The mod also comes with a ton of beautiful camo patterns for the tanks as well. Arma 3 is where people should go if they love tanks. And number 8 is Shot Signal, a mod that's perfect for more casual players that hate not knowing where the enemy is shooting from. This mod highlights in a circle around your character the direction enemy fire is coming from, increasing your situational awareness immensely. Arma isn't just for the hardcore players that want it as difficult as possible, and it's always great to see mods that help out players that want a little bit more help to enjoy their time in Arma. At number 7 is Sig XM7. This weapon looks gorgeous and sounds great, and if that's enough for you, I recommend downloading it right now. The U.S. Army's winner of the rifle to eventually replace the M4, the MCX Spear, is an intermediate caliber weapon chambered in 6.8mm Sig Fury cartridge, even though the magazine in game says 7.62 by 51 for some reason, but that's a model discrepancy, I don't know. The XM7 looks gorgeous and it hits like a fucking train in game. The audio sounds chunky and satisfying, so grab this mod and start cracking dudes open. And number 6 is the C5 Galaxy. Truly a monster of strategic movement, the C5 is a world-renowned cargo airlifter that has a storied past as well as a continued future despite its age. First flown in 1968, the C5A has supported every U.S. military operation from the Vietnam War to the Second Gulf War and a war in Afghanistan. I've personally flown on this bad boy about 8 times, having deployed from one as we were crammed inside with 3 HH-60 Pavehawks and all the additional supporting cargo, and all of us. Also, there's about 70 of us crammed into this thing. It was incredible, 1, loading this damn thing, and then 2, moving across the planet on it. This thing can hold an immense amount of cargo and is what the US Department of Defense uses to quickly gain a beachhead in an AOR when the time is against us. The A and B models can be seen in game fitted with the older engine designs, with the C5M Super Galaxy model sporting the new General Electric F138 GE100 engines. These new engines provide 22% increased thrust, giving the C5M a 30% shorter takeoff and 38% higher climb rate, expanding the operational envelope of the mighty Super Galaxy even further. And number 5 is the Type 08. Quigs is hands down one of the best new mod makers out there. Everything this man touches is absolute quality. You've seen it in mods like his Abrams X and Challenger 2, but now he's turned his sights on providing high-fidelity off-board vehicles. This mod includes the Type 08 family of vehicles, including an anti-air monster in the PGL 625 Echo, which absolutely shreds through aircraft like nothing, and the ZTL-11 assault vehicle fitted with a 105mm cannon. High mobility, decent armor, and extreme firepower make for a killer combination, one that should absolutely not be taken lightly. The PGL 625E has an obscene rate of fire, and one that any pilot would steer well clear of, and all ground elements should absolutely prioritize as a high-value target. Now, number 4 is the T-38 Talon. I could honestly kiss Joker 006 directly on the mouth, and I probably will, dude, if I ever see you. I have waited 10 years for this mod to hit the workshop. Joker has been developing a fuck ton of amazing mods over the last couple of years, and he just doesn't know what it means to stop, and the Arma community is better because of it. The T-38 Talon is the United States Air Force primary jet fighter trainer and is the second step in the fighter pipeline. This mod comes with many additional liveries from the different operating training bases and even some of the jets used by NASA. There are 2 variants included, the A and the C model, with the C model being equipped with more modernized avionics and a heads-up display. This mod absolutely completes me, and now I can make the pilot training unit I've always wanted to make in Arma 3. I don't know when, I don't know where, but I'm going to do it eventually. And number 3 is 9ACG Combat Systems. Featuring some older 1980s style optics and night vision goggles like the AN-PVS-5 Alpha and the AN-PVS-7, this mod will scratch the itch for many that were nostalgic for this time period's equipment. This equipment also pairs very well with SNS uniforms and gear. And number 2 is the F-16V Fighting Falcon. Lord Peril is one of the OG aircraft mod makers and has put in a monstrous amount of work bringing the most high-fidelity aircraft mods to date. Like all of his standalone aircraft, the F-16V features a robust interactive cockpit suite and a realistic startup procedure rivaled only by DCS. If you crave the clicky click of the cockpit buttons but don't want the full fidelity experience and time suck that is DCS, then this mod, along with all of Lord Peril's incredible works, are exactly what you want. And finally, at number 1 is the incredible JSRS Soundmod 2025 beta. The entire workshop loves or at least knows about JSRS. And the fact that we got a 2025 update means this year is already a complete win for Arma 3 players. All weapons, vehicles, and aircraft have received a robust upgrade with chunkier, punchier sound effects and a much more vibrant ambient sound system. The echoes of distant explosions and gunfire and the flyby sounds of aircraft all combine to provide the Arma 3 player with the best sound environment possible. This mod honestly makes Arma 3 feel like a new game all over again, and I can't express in words how happy that makes me, because that means I'll be pouring another 5,000 hours into this incredible game until Arma 4 comes out. And hell, maybe even after. I don't know. Well guys, that's everything I have in this list. I hope you found some new mods to enjoy and maximize your experience in Arma 3. As always, I want to say a huge thank you to my Patreon members for having balls that could barely fit on a C5, as well as my amazing channel members for all of their continued support over the years. I see your comments all the time, and I am so grateful that you've stuck it out with me for this long. Thank you all again for your time and for watching, and I will see you in the next video.